Pass or fail. You decide. Upcycling SOS.
Hello and welcome to Upcycling SOS. New clients have asked me to do this beautiful stack table. His wife wants it in midnight blue from a paint company called Fusion Mineral Paints. So that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the hardware off. I'm going to clean it all, get rid of the dust and the grime. Then they've added extensions to the bottom of the legs, so just needs a bit of wood filler to cover the gaps. So I'll put that on and I'll start sanding to get the sheen off it. Otherwise the paint will just slip and slide all over it. So we'll get it down, get rid of the sheen, then dust it all off, give it a primer. I've got the paint on order, so that will be with us soon, otherwise I'll show you the pot. And then go from there. So let's start with taking the hardware off and give it a clean. Now the hardware's all off, going to give it a good clean with some soap. I've added some like a degreaser type of powder in there just to get rid of all that built up grime, because you know it's a working table, it's going to have some dirt on the sheet, so we'll get rid of all of it. I'm also going to do the inside because I want this thing spotless. Right. I'm going to try and make it as clean and as good as new as possible. So we'll give it a good old wipe and then I'll do the filler. Now I've done it with the soap and water, I've just got water in here now just to get rid of the excess soap suds that might be on there, because I want the paint to go on the wood, not the soap suds. You know I'm sanding it, but do things proper. It's all clean now, drawers are clean, inside are clean. Now I'm going to use wood filler by Bartoline. I know, I've used it before, it worked great. So I'll put it on the bottom of each of the legs where the extension's been put on. While I wait for that to dry, I'll start on the scuff sanding, getting rid of the factory finish, the sheen of it, so that it goes down to the wood and then it's easy to paint on the wood then. So, let's go. When putting on wood filler, always remember to leave a good amount on the outside as well, so you're overdoing it essentially, because then you can sand it down level. Because if you just put it right, and when you start sanding, you might go into it and leave a little groove. Don't want that. So therefore, always remember, leave excess amount. So when you sand it down, it'll be flush. Well, I was cleaning as well. There was a little gouge over here, so I've got to fill that in as well, sand it over. Should be nice. Do a proper job, eh? Right, now that's done, So when I get the sander, I'm only going to put like a, I don't know, 120 grit or something on that, because I only want the sheen to come off. I don't want to touch the wood, basically just the sheen. So it's a light grit, or a medium grit really, and I'll use the Optical sander for that one, or palm sander I think I'll use. So let's get to sanding, my favourite job. Let's go. Got a palm sander, 120 grit, and as you'll see it'll just be like fine dust. So I'll grab a microfiber cloth, and as I'm doing it I'm going to wipe it off so I can see what's happening. So let's go. Hopefully now you can see the difference between the sheen on and the sheen. This is still silky smooth, but it hasn't got that protective film. It's like a plastic film, isn't it, when you do it? So it hasn't got that. I'm down to the wood, still silky smooth. Let's do the whole exactly the same. Once I'd done the front and the sides, I started coughing really bad. Wear some form of protection when you're doing it, because you don't want to be breathing all that stuff in. Safety first. As I get ready to prime, there's one aspect that I want to keep, which I think is kind of important. And that, it might seem insignificant to some, but the dovetail joint in there is lovely. You can distinguish, you see, between the two colours of the wood. So I've got myself some maskers to protect that, so when I paint it, it'll keep it. Because I like that. Right. So I've got my trusty Faro and Ball primer for dark tones. Navy blue, dark. This will work a treat. Hopefully we'll need the one coat, but we'll find out. When doing the little parts, tops, sides, whatever, use a small brush and take your time. Because if you use a big brush and you just whack it on, A, you're going to make a mess, and B, whatever you've done on the top, you're going to scratch all the paint off with the excess brushes. So use a small one. Take your time. You may have to do thin coats, and you may have to do 2 passes, 3 passes, but it'll get the jobs a lot better. Quick tip. All sanded down, everything's down, smooth as silk. Now to apply the paint. Quite small, it's 500ml, but I've been told it's got good coverage. It's quite thin, this paint, to be honest. Nice colour. Right, let's now see how it spreads. I do like the colour. covers quite a bit. Probably give it 2, maybe 3 coats. So I'm going to apply a thin layer on each one. Yeah, like it. First coat done. This Fusion Mineral paint is quite nice. It spreads really nice. Now I only gave it a thin coat because I want it to, you know, there's less brush marks, less dribbles, less everything. So I'll wait till tonight because this is touch dry now, and it's been an hour and a half for me to do the lot, but I need it fully dry before I give it a really light sand down. I mean, on the top here I can't see any brush strokes. It's still cured, but I can't see anywhere. This paint's really good. Very impressed. Right, I'll wait till tonight or tomorrow morning, depending if I get permission. And so, let's see how it turns out when it's fully cured. So, let's get cracking with the waxing. So with the wax, use a good brush for a wax. People just use a normal paintbrush, but trust me, a good circular, strong bristled waxing brush, and it's great. Start off with rubbing it all in circular motions, then giving it a good old wipe, backwards and forwards wipe, and then get that excess off with a cloth. So let's get cracking. Now for the rest of it. That's everything waxed now. Now what I'm going to do for the runners is apply a bit of wax in there and on the shelf, so hopefully it'll glide in and out a little bit easier, and it should be really smooth. Now putting the hardware back on. So here, this is the, it could very well be the actual product label itself. Now it says it's a doctor table, and it was issued in 26th of the 6th, 1985. It's starting to come up on the bottom here, so I've got some glue. I think this is quite important, therefore I'm going to try and preserve it. Make sure that it doesn't go. So, leave that dry, and hopefully that'll be on for another X amount of years. Okay, that's all the work done. Now, remember how it used to look? It was still a nice table, but it just needed something, didn't it? So I finished all the work on it now, and let's see if you like it. Here it is. What do you think? It's come out really nice, hasn't it? So all in all, I give it a good clean, primer, 3 coats of the base. They decided in the end not to go with the gold on the bottom of the leg, so I stripped the gold off and I put the, just covered it in the blue. The handles I just polished off because they look quite nice anyway. It's had 2 coats of wax, so it's now it's nice, really nice. Oh, don't know if you remember from the beginning, but this straw was very sticky. Not anymore. What it was, I think that the rail itself was a bit, I don't know what the technical term is, but it needed a little bit of a sanding down because it was very rough. So I scuff sanded that one, a 220 grit sandpaper, and then before I put all them in, I give it a good wax like you saw earlier. So that's had 2 coats as well to make it really nice. And they all just glide in and out now. I think it turned out really well, really nice. Hopefully the customer will think the same as I do. And that is that. So I used Fusion Mineral Paint in Midnight Blue. And I must admit, it goes a long way. At first I saw that tub and I thought, oh my word, I'm going to need another one. No, it goes quite far, that paint. So, there we go. Stag table, upcycle. Good, isn't it? Right, so as usual, like if you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And comment. What do you think? I think this has turned out really well, so please comment on this one. And hopefully I'll have another couple of things soon from them. So I'll be using the same Fusion Midnight Blue, I believe. But it's bedside table, so let's see how we go from there. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. But yeah, it's nice and shiny. I keep having to go looking, thinking, oh no, I've got, you know, I've missed a bit or whatever. But it's just the light. Fantastic. Okay, so the end of the video. Remember, recycle, reuse, upcycle.